Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm filming this before 7 o'clock in the morning, so I'm hoping the lighting will get better as the video progresses, but right now the sun is coming up. So anyway, I have a really exciting video for you guys today. I am testing out the brand new Too Faced Peach collection. I picked up 3 of the items and I'm going to go through these items, I'm going to test them out, wear them all day, and let you know what I think. If you guys are excited for this new collection, give this video a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe. I've got a lot of cool new videos coming your way, so let's just go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to talk about that I picked up is the setting powder. This is the Peach Blur Translucent Setting Powder. Too Faced released 2 different setting powders in this collection. There's a loose mattifying one, and then there is this one. This retails for $30, and it comes with 8 grams of product. So this is the packaging. It's very sturdy plastic, and on the back is gold. This is the same as all of the other packaging in the collection for the most part. So it says Peach Blur up here on the top, and then on the inside you have the Too Faced imprinted peach, and you have a really nice mirror. All of the products in this collection are not the same scent as the old peach collection, like the peach palette and stuff like that. They have a different scent. This is peach and sweet fig cream. The first thing I noticed was that the scent is not nearly as overpowering as the eyeshadow palettes were and the glow kits. It's not nearly as strong. So if you were kind of offended by that smell, this one is a lot more delicate but still noticeable. This powder claims to be the most magical all-over finishing powder ever created. It says that it has optical correcting spheres that smooth harsh lines and blur imperfections in a translucent peach shade that works on all skin tones. So I'm going to give this a try over the foundation that I picked up. I'm only going to put this on half my face, but we'll go through that when I do the application. The next thing I picked up, and the thing I'm most excited for, is the foundation. This is the Peach Perfect Foundation. It claims to be a matte foundation that is transfer resistant and provides medium coverage. It also says it will last on the skin up to 14 hours. So this comes in a squeezy tube. And I picked up the shade Snow, which is the lightest shade, which is described as very fair with rosy undertones. It claims to be oil-free, 14-hour wear, oil control, and photo-friendly. And when you pull this open, it does have a pump. This has the same scent as all of the other products in the collection, which is that sweet fig with a little bit of peach. Another thing to note is that this foundation comes with 1.6 fluid ounces, which is 0.6 fluid ounces more than a standard foundation, which I thought was really, really nice. And on the inside of the packaging, there's these cute little peaches. And the last thing I picked up from the collection, which I think is going to be the most popular, is the Just Peachy Matte Eyeshadow Palette. So this contains 12 shades that are solely matte, and again, infused with the sweet cream peach fig smell. Now, I am thoroughly impressed with this packaging. So up on the top, it says Just Peachy Matte, another sturdy plastic. You have the gold on the back, and then this is a magnetic closure that has 2 peaches up on the front. This feels very luxurious, very expensive, very nice. This is the nicest packaging Too Faced has ever come out with by far. You have this fantastic mirror up in here, and then these are your 12 matte shades. So up at the top, you have you're starting with the lighter ones over in this corner, and then you get all the way down here to an almost black. It's a deep brown. So these contain 12 totally matte shades, except for this shade right here, Peach Sangria, which is matte with that is infused with a glitter. This palette retails for $45, and the foundation retails for $36. Now, just to compare with the original Sweet Peach palette, which I own and absolutely love, this is one of my top eyeshadow palettes, if not my top eyeshadow palette. I've used every shade in this palette multiple times. I just really, really, really like this one. There are 2 shades in the original Sweet Peach palette that overlap with this new one, but they are not the same shade, just the names overlap. The first shade that overlaps in this new palette is Just Peachy, which is this one right here. So I will swatch this for you guys. This is a vibrant peachy matte, and then in the Sweet Peach palette, Just Peachy is up here. It is not a matte shade, it is a shimmer shade. So you can see the color difference here. This is from the new palette and this is from the old palette. The new palette is a little bit more vibrant and coral-like, and then this is more of a softer pink. It's not really a metallic, it's more of like a satiny shimmer. The second shade that overlaps is called Peaches and Cream. That's at the bottom left corner of this palette. Peaches and Cream is a lighter peach matte over in this palette. And also at the bottom left of the Sweet Peach palette is Peaches and Cream. Peaches and Cream in the older palette is a lot different. That's it right there. It's a kind of a all over the lid setting powder setting shade if you have a deeper skin tone. And then this one is quite different. So these are the two Peaches and Cream shades. This is the new palette and this is the old palette. In the collection, they also had a primer, a setting spray, and a blush, a bronzer, and a highlighter that I did not pick up. I'm interested in picking up the setting spray. I probably will at some point. Primers, I have a whole drawer full of primers. I don't really need another one, but I am definitely interested in it. I didn't pick up the blush, bronzer, or highlighter because I currently own the Sweet Peach Glow palette, and that contains a blush, bronzer, and highlighter. I saw a lot of not so great reviews on this when it came out because it's pretty much only catered to lighter skin tones, which is unfortunate for sure, but this does work very well for me and that's what I'll be using today. They also have lipsticks in the collection, which I am definitely going to pick up. I just haven't had the chance to yet. Today is September 1st and the entire collection released on Sephora.com yesterday. Okay, so we're going to start with the makeup look. The first thing I'm going to do is my eyes. I always do that just in case there's any fallout that gets onto my skin. Okay, so first I'm going to prime my eyes, and I always use my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Eye Primer. This is my holy grail primer by far. I have backups. I don't like to use anything else. I have tried high-end eye primers. I have tried $5 eye primers, and the Wet n Wild one, it always takes the cake. I really didn't see any talk about this on YouTube, about any of it. I saw Diana Saldana did do a video about it, I believe. But that's all I heard about it, and I didn't watch it because I want to make my own opinions. So now with this Sephora Pro brush, I'm going to set my eye primer, and for that I'm going to use the Peach Meringue shade that is all the way up here on the top left. This is an excellent lid setting shade because it's not stark white like the one in the Sweet Peach palette. It's a little bit more sheer. Okay, I brought you guys in a little bit for the eye look. Hopefully you'll be able to see it better. Again, the sun is still coming up. Okay, so for my transition, I'm going to take Peaches and Cream right here, the one that is starkly different from the one in the Sweet Peach palette. When I swirl my brush in, there is a little bit of kick up right there, but that doesn't bother me. And this is a Luxie 205 brush. This goes on really, really nicely. No problems blending, no problems with pigmentation. Now I'm going to take my NYX crease brush and I'm going to go into my crease with Peach Cobbler. Ooh, this one's really pigmented. More pigmented than the last one. For sure. This is an absolutely beautiful shade to work with. This is really, really nice. Alright, that's really, really nice. I hope you guys can see this well enough. I really need to get like a light to put behind my camera instead of just relying on natural light, because there's not always natural light. Especially now that the seasons are changing and summer is coming to an end. So now I'm going to take my Real Techniques base shadow brush. I like this for the crease because it is so thin on the end, so I can really like lay it sideways and get into my crease like that. I'm going to go in with Peach Sangria. This is the only shade in the palette that is not completely matte. It is glitter infused. It almost looks kind of shimmery, but I'm pretty sure that the glitter will come off as I'm blending it. So I'm just going to put that right on the outer corner. Holy pigment. You guys see that? I just touched that to my eye. I learned my lesson on this eye and I did not tap the brush in as hard as I did the first eye. Alright, that shade is absolutely beautiful, just like the last one. I am very happy with this palette so far. So now I'm going to take Peach Tea again, just on my Luxie brush, and just kind of blend out the top edge. I don't think that it needs much blending, but it's good to make everything look a little bit seamless. So now to go on the lid, I'm going to take this Urban Decay, the label has worn off, but this is an Urban Decay flat shader brush. And I'm going to go all over the lid with Peach Punch, this one right here. Wow. When my makeup is done, I will take a picture or a video over by my window. My window's in front of me right now, but the overhead light's kind of killing the natural light that's coming in, so I will kind of go out my patio or something and take a video so you guys can see this makeup in completely natural light. So that's the Peach Punch shade all over the lid. I am going to go back into the Peach Sangria shade and just kind of like re-darken this up a little bit. Okay, and lastly, I want to dip into one of these darker shades over here just to see how they are. I'm going to take just a little bit of Peach Tart, the one all the way up at the top right. This is my Sigma E25 little mini blending brush. I'm just going to hit the outer corner. This is very pigmented. Oh my god. Okay, and this is the eyeshadow look. Let me kind of zoom in a little bit and show you guys. So all of the shadows that I used were really pigmented, really blendable. I'm very, very happy with this so far. So I'm going to put on a liner and do my mascara, and I will be right back. Alright, so as I was putting my eyeliner on, I kind of noticed that the shades that I used weren't as like punchy as I thought they were when I was putting them on in the viewfinder of my phone. So what I did was I went ahead and layered it up a little bit, but I changed up brushes. So I found that the Peach Sangria shade wasn't showing up in my crease as much as I wanted it to, and when I was blending out the edges with just Peachy or Peach Tea, I was kind of losing this shade a little bit. So what I did was I went in with a densely packed brush. This is a really crappy Morphe, like beaver hair, badger hair brush or something like that I got off of Haute Look. And this worked fine. This worked really, really well. This really got me that pigmentation that I thought that I had when I put this on earlier. So now that I did that, I actually use this for all of the shades. So I use this for my transition shade up here, I used it for my crease, I used it for my outer corner. So if you're going to pick this up, definitely use a densely packed blending brush, because this is what I've got now, and I think it looks a lot better than what I just had. It looked really, really good. Then I turned around and turned on the light on my mirror behind me, and I was like, oh, wait a second. That's not as good as I thought. So yeah, if you are going to start playing with these darker shades, definitely get into a more densely packed brush. I wanted to do a winged liner originally, but then I didn't want the liner to overtake the eyeshadow color, so I used the Marc Jacobs gel eyeliner in the shade Rococo. Alright, now we're going on to foundation, which is my favorite part. I love trying out new foundations. So, like I said earlier, this is the Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. I am really happy that you get more than one fluid ounce, because as you guys saw in one of my last videos, I tried out the YSL All Hours foundation, which is like $65, and that didn't even give you a full fluid ounce. So this foundation retails for $36 or $38, I can't quite remember, and you get 1.6 fluid ounces. Again, I'm in the shade Snow. I don't know if I should shake it or not. Probably. I'm just going to shake it up a little bit. I went ahead and primed with my normal primer. This is the Soap & Glory One Heck of a Blot. I have combination skin with cystic acne. I have quite a bit of acne scarring to cover up. This claims to be a medium coverage foundation, but I am going to see if I can build it up. So this is the shade Snow right here. I'm usually the fairest or second fairest shade in any sort of foundation range. So this is the lightest. Alright, I'm going to go ahead with my Dampen Beauty Blender and my mirror. The mirror on this eyeshadow palette is really, really nice. I like it a lot. So the first thing I'm noticing is the scent. When I was using the eye palette, I didn't really catch much of a scent, but this I definitely am smelling. It's nothing like the original peach scent. I find this to be a little less artificial than the original peach scent. Alright, so what I'm seeing here is that it's definitely medium coverage. This is not a full coverage foundation by any means. I think this is going to be like on the low medium side. I think the shade match is good for my normal skin tone. I am self-tanned right now. It's kind of a gloomy day outside. Maybe that's why I'm not getting any natural light, really. This is what we've got, coverage-wise. I think it did a pretty good job of covering up my acne scarring right over there, but it's definitely not full coverage. So I'm going to go in with another pump. Okay, I'm going to start over here. Alright, this is what we have on the second layer. I definitely think that it built nicely. It's not getting cakey. It's not looking weird. Alright, I just checked this out in my lighted mirror so I can get a closer look, and this looks really nice. I think that I have about a high medium coverage. I didn't get to a full coverage, definitely, but it's not showing anything that I feel like I need to spot conceal for. So for my under eye concealer, I'm going to go in with the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer in the shade Light 2 Vanilla. Alright, so my concealer blended out just fine on here, no problems at all. So now I'm going to go into the setting powder. This is the Peach Blur Translucent Smoothing Finishing Powder. So what I'm going to do is, because I am testing out this foundation, I'm going to go ahead and set half my face with this powder, and I'm going to set the other half of my face with my normal Physicians Formula Talc-Free Mineral Wear Powder. I know how this powder performs. It will give this foundation a fair shot while also giving this powder a try. For both sides of my face, I'm going to use this Real Techniques buffing brush, and I will clean off my brush in between applications so I don't mess that up. So I'm going to go on the right side of my face with the peach powder. It's got that same smell, so I'm just going to go ahead and dip into that. I'm just going to go all over the face with this. The scent is very apparent. Okay, here's this half of my face with the powder. I think it looks nice. I have some deeper lines up here on my forehead, and I don't really think that it blurred them or filled them, and it didn't really do much for my pores in this area, but the powder looks nice. And on the other side, I'm going to set with my normal Physicians Formula Talc-Free Mineral Wear Powder. So here are here's the Physicians Formula side and the Too Faced side. Let me know if you guys see a difference. This is something that I wouldn't recommend right away just because I don't see much of a difference. Alright, I'm going to take the Sweet Peach Glow Kit and finish up my blush, bronzer, and highlighter, and I will be back to start the check-ins. Alright, the rest of my face is finished. It looks like I got a little bit more sunlight coming through. I have this dark spot of pigment on my eye. I don't know where it's from. I tried to go over it with the Peach Punch shade, but that doesn't seem to be doing it. So I don't know where that came from or what that is. So anyway, would I recommend this palette? So far, definitely yes. I really need to play with it more, but from what I've learned today, you need to use a densely packed brush to get any sort of pigment with the darker shades. When I looked at what I had completed before I went in with the more dense brush, I liked the look that I came out with, but it was not as pigmented and a little bit on the more natural side, and I don't like natural makeup. So I did have to kind of go back and use a denser brush to kind of get these as dark as I liked them. For the rest of my face, like I said, I used the Sweet Peach Glow, bronzer, blush, and highlight. So that's what that's looking like over here. Everything blended out really nicely on top of the foundation. Didn't have any problems with that. I set using the Urban Decay Chill Setting Spray. It's 8 o'clock in the morning right now. I have to do some work. I'm going to be out and about most of the day, and then I'm working at the bar later. So I won't really have time to take off my makeup and redo it if it's not good. This foundation only claims to last 14 hours, and I'll be wearing this foundation for way more than 14. I want to say maybe upwards of 20 hours, I think I'll be wearing this foundation. So I will check in throughout the day and we'll see if this new Peach Collection makeup lives up to the hype. Oh. Alright, so it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon now, and I've had the foundation on since about 8 a.m., so 5 hours. I'm oily. I'm very oily. I'll bring you guys in a little closer. It's starting to kind of break up around my upper lip area, and I'm oily. It did claim to be matte for 14 hours, so we're not even halfway there yet, and I'm pretty oily. So I'm going to blot. It doesn't look great. The powder hasn't blurred out the lines on my forehead on that side. It's the side of my face, the right side. And yeah, it's just looking pretty oily. So I'm going to blot and reapply the powder that I had on either side, and hopefully that'll help. But if you guys can see, it's starting to break up just a little bit over there. But it's been comfortable so far. It doesn't feel like heavy or cakey or anything. Eyeshadow's still going strong, no issues with that. And blush, bronzer, highlights fine. But yeah, the foundation is starting to fall apart on me, so I'm going to blot and then I will check in later. Hey, so it's 5 o'clock right now. I'm on my way to my second job. I have blotted my face, I blotted my T-zone, and I also put the powder back on. I'm oily. I'm oily again. So it's definitely not a matte foundation. It doesn't really go on matte either, and it doesn't keep me matte. I've only had this on, it's 5 o'clock, I've had this on for about 8 hours-ish, and I blotted once already. My hair looks really greasy. I blotted once and repowdered, and I'm still oily. So I will check in with you guys after my shift at work, which hopefully won't be too late because I'm exhausted, but we'll see how long it lasts then. Alright, and I'm back from work. It's 11:30 at night, so I've been wearing this foundation since 8 o'clock this morning. The first thing I want to say is that it's not matte. It's definitely not controlling my oils. I got pretty oily in my T-zone. I did blot and repowder, and that did help, but this foundation doesn't look spectacular. It doesn't look different than any other foundation I own. The Dior Skin Forever foundation looks the same. The L'Oreal Total Cover Infallible one looks the same. This isn't a standout foundation product to me, so I would definitely not recommend it. I would pick something else from the drugstore. I really did like the drugstore options, like the L'Oreal Pro Matte I really liked, L'Oreal True Match I liked, the YSL All Hours, which I have a whole video on. Those are really nice foundations. This is nice too, it's just not like revolutionary to me. As for the eye palette, I did really like that. I created a really nice look. It lasted all day. It's still on there, as you guys can see. It's still on there, still vibrant, still looking good. So I am definitely happy with the eyeshadow palette. I need to keep working with it to see like the best brushes to kind of get into these pigments. I liked the foundation. It just wasn't like life-changing. So I would say save your $32, go buy another foundation. I do have a video that I will link in the cards that describes my top 5 drugstore and high-end foundations if you guys do need a recommendation for a foundation that is a little bit better than this. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.